We crave authenticity, yet constantly perform a version of ourselves. Is this inherent human contradiction our greatest weakness or our most potent weapon? Carl Jung's profound insight that what we resist persists reveals the deceptive nature of our own self-image, a shadow self that fuels both our deepest fears and our most strategic maneuvers. Are we ready to confront this duality and master the art of calculated omission? You strive for authenticity, don't you? You're constantly editing your reality, subtly altering the truth to protect a fragile self-image, a carefully crafted illusion you've come to depend upon. This, my friend, is the lie of authenticity, a deception you've been telling yourself, unknowingly fueling the very need for deception you seek to avoid. The hidden root of this struggle, it's not malicious intent but a deeply buried fear, residing within the shadow self, that dark, unexplored realm Jung so eloquently described. He didn't demonize the shadow, he embraced its power. He understood that deception wasn't inherently evil but a tool, a reflection of our inner landscape. He might have said something like, "The shadow is not an enemy to be vanquished, but an aspect of the self to be integrated." The very act of deception reveals something profound about our deepest insecurities. Let's reframe this. What shadow self-wound is driving your need for deception? What truth are you avoiding that holds the key to your liberation? You feel the weight, don't you? That constant pressure to be perfect, to present a flawless facade to the world. It's exhausting, this performance. You smile when you want to scream, you agree when you disagree, and you hide your vulnerabilities like shameful secrets. You're trapped in a self-imposed prison of authenticity, a relentless cycle of masking and pretending. The answer lies in the shadow, that unexplored, often terrifying part of your psyche, a place Carl Jung called the unconscious. It's where your deepest fears, insecurities, and unresolved traumas reside. It's not a malicious intent driving your deception. It's a subconscious survival mechanism, a desperate attempt to shield a wounded ego from perceived threats. This isn't about conscious malice. It's about a primal, instinctual need to protect a fragile sense of self. He didn't advocate for ignoring it, he urged us to integrate it, to face the darkness, to understand its power. He wrote, "What you deny will still govern you. You will be a slave to what you refuse to face." These aren't just words, they're a call to action. Your shadow isn't your enemy, it's an untapped reservoir of understanding, capable of guiding you towards self-knowledge and genuine self-acceptance. So how do we reframe this? What if instead of hiding from the shadow, you chose to integrate it, to understand its wisdom? What if you dared to acknowledge the fear, the insecurity that lies beneath your deceptive behavior? What would that reveal about yourself? You feel it, don't you? That gnawing unease, the constant pressure to present a flawless facade. You strive for authenticity, yet find yourself trapped in a performance, a carefully crafted illusion. The answer lies buried deep within in the shadow self, that dark, unexplored realm of your psyche where unresolved traumas, hidden desires, and crippling insecurities reside. It's not malicious intent driving your deception. It's a subconscious survival mechanism, a desperate attempt to protect a wounded ego from perceived threats. This hidden fear, this buried wound, is the root cause of your struggle. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to face it. Reframe deception not as weakness, but as strategic agility. See it as a tool, honed through self-awareness and wielded consciously to protect your energy, safeguard your boundaries, and achieve your desired outcomes. Strategic deception is not about manipulation, it's about empowerment. It's the art of calculated omission, the mastery of subtlety in a world that often demands it. Consider this. Are you truly mastering the art of strategic deception, or is it still mastering you? This exhausting act of self-preservation fuels a quiet desperation, a need to deceive, however subtly, to maintain this fragile facade. You're trapped in a self-imposed prison of your own making, a prisoner of your own carefully constructed lie. But what if this desperate need to deceive isn't about malice or manipulation? What if it's a desperate cry from your shadow self, that hidden reservoir of fear, insecurity, and unresolved trauma? He didn't see the shadow as evil, but as a powerful source of untapped energy, a wellspring of both creativity and destruction. He said, "What you resist persists." The more you try to suppress your shadow, the stronger it becomes, feeding the cycle of deception and self-sabotage. It's not about eradicating the shadow, but integrating it, understanding its power, its fears, its motivations. The reframe is this: deception isn't inherently negative, it's a tool. It's about consciously choosing how you present yourself to the world, not to deceive others, but to safeguard your own well-being and achieve your goals. So ask yourself, where in your life do you feel the need to deceive? What hidden fear, what unresolved trauma is driving this desperate need for control? This exhausting performance, this constant vigilance, leaves you depleted, emotionally drained, and profoundly disconnected. It's a lonely existence, this dance of deception, even when the masks we wear are subtle, almost imperceptible. This constant need to hide, to carefully curate your self-presentation, stems from a deep-seated fear residing within your shadow self, a fear of exposure. It's a fear rooted in past vulnerabilities, in moments where your true self was met with rejection or judgment. He didn't advocate for its eradication, but rather its integration. He understood that deception in itself isn't inherently negative. It's a tool, a potent instrument, like a scalpel in the hands of a skilled surgeon. The crucial difference lies in intention and mastery. As Jung said, the only way to deal with the shadow is to bring it to light. The true mastery lies in understanding the ethical implications. This isn't about manipulation for personal gain, it's about conscious self-preservation and strategic maneuvering. It's about protecting your own energy, your emotional well-being, and strategically shaping your narrative. Ask yourself, what information can I omit without compromising my values? How can I use subtle communication to achieve my goals while remaining true to my ethical compass? It leaves you feeling depleted, disconnected, and profoundly alone. This feeling, this struggle, isn't born of malice but of fear. It's the shadow self, that hidden reservoir of insecurities, vulnerabilities, and past wounds, whispering its anxieties in the dark corners of your mind. It's the fear of exposure, of rejection, of failure, a primal scream echoing from a past trauma you might not even consciously remember. He wouldn't have said, eradicate your shadow, but rather, understand it, wield it consciously. So how do we reframe this? How do we shift from a place of fear-driven deception to conscious strategy? It's about intention. It's about asking yourself, is this deception born of self-preservation, of growth, of protecting your boundaries? Or is it fueled by a desire to manipulate, to control, to inflict harm? The ethical line isn't blurry, it's sharp. That gnawing unease, that constant pressure to present a perfect facade. You strive for authenticity, yet find yourself trapped in a performance, a carefully constructed illusion. The fear of judgment, of exposure, clings to you like a shadow. You hide your vulnerabilities, your imperfections, afraid of what others might think, afraid of losing control. This relentless striving for a flawless image leaves you exhausted, disconnected, a stranger to your true self. It's a silent scream for safety, disguised as a smile. Carl Jung understood this struggle profoundly. He spoke of the importance of integrating the shadow, of confronting, not eradicating, the darker aspects of ourselves. He didn't advocate for malicious deception, but for conscious engagement with our own hidden depths. As Jung stated, and I paraphrase, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This isn't about grand illusions or outright lies, but about calculated omission, about strategic ambiguity. It's the art of the subtle maneuver, the silent shift in the conversation. It's about choosing what to reveal and conceal with awareness and grace. It demands self-awareness, courage, and a keen understanding of human psychology. So I ask you, are you ready to embrace your shadow, to understand its power, and to command your narrative with conscious intention?